All right, this is a Magneto. The first thing I'm gonna do is inspect the Magneto case to make sure I don't see any obvious cracks, anything that might be wrong. Okay. Now, one of the most important thing is check out my data plate. Right. If my data plate says model, this is a slick Magneto. I know it's a slick Magneto because it says slick right there. Okay. The other kind of Magneto that we're gonna encounter is gonna be a Bendix. All right. So here is a slick Magneto. Another thing we have to be worried about is ROT. That means rotation. So if you look there, it says rotation what?
Left. L. Sorry.
Rotation L. So that means that this Magneto rotates left. That's very important when we are doing the internal timing. Has a little ROT and then and a little mark. This is L. Okay. So parts of the Magnetos. I have my P lead. All right. This is gonna be connected to my switch. My switch, if I'm on off, I'm gonna ground my Magneto, and then this is gonna be off. It's not off, it's being grounded, meaning I'm not producing any electricity. Right now, is she grounded right now? So she is hot. So if I go, this is my impulse coupler. If I go like that, she just fired. Okay, so it is very important that we always ground our magnetos, especially key is gonna be off and out, and put it on top of the dash. That way, if I see my keys on top of my dash, my magnetos are grounded. If not, if I accidentally move the propeller and it goes to the impulse coupler, which I'm gonna explain here in a second what that does, and I have a little bit of fuel on my cylinders, guess what's gonna happen? It's just gonna start and you could get hurt or hurt somebody else. All right. But I got my P lead. This is my impulse coupler. So on my impulse coupler, if you notice, I'm gonna have some pawls here, right? And it's gonna have a dowel pin. So that is gonna get caught in that dowel pin. You see that? See that? So
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
so and then whenever the other part comes in, it's gonna take it out. So that impulse coupler, all it does is retards the spark, and then gives me all the spark at once. So it's gonna be used for starting the engine. So if I have to hand prop it, it's gonna help me get a lot of spark all at once, and then she's gonna work. All right. Now I have over here a vent. That vent is to remove any gases. Right. As my magnet is rotating, it's gonna start creating gases. Those gases could be corrosive, so they're just gonna vent out. So I got a vent there, and I got a vent over here. Okay. Now here I have my distributor block. Okay. So to disassemble this, I'm gonna have in this particular model got 1, 2, 3, and 4 screws. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. See that?
They're missing a few.
They're missing a few because you guys always
Get that video. Us guys.
yeah. All right. So to disassemble, it's gonna be you remove that guy. I'm gonna remove this guy. So I'm gonna take the screws out, and then here, this plug supposed to be connected to my P lead. So you see how it was disconnected? This magneto was not gonna work, okay? But this is normally gonna be connected here. Gonna be connected there. Oh.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, somebody smashed it. That's why it's not going through. But it's gonna be connected to my P lead right here. Okay. And then so whenever we take it off, they're gonna be hold it in place. You just disconnected it and that's it. And then you take the cap off. All right. Now here it is a condenser. All right. So that condenser does a couple things for me. It's gonna store excess energy, which I'm gonna talk about here in a few minutes, and it's gonna facilitate a rapid collapse of my primary circuit. All right, so it's gonna, all that extra energy has to go somewhere, right? So it's gonna go here, and then whenever my point's close again, just gonna go, don't start from scratch, start at 30%, start at 40%, 50%, whatever it is. So whenever I take it off, I'm gonna look at my condenser. I'm gonna make sure that she's not swollen, the cable is not broken. In this case, it's bad.
Smashed.
It's smashed, so it's not going in. So I will have to cut this and replace it, or just replace the whole thing, right? But she looks good. All right. Then I'm gonna take this off.
Wow.
This is my block. So when I take those screws off, I'm gonna take my block off, and I'm gonna inspect the block to make sure that there's no cracks or anything obviously wrong. Now we're gonna talk about a carbon trail. It's called flash over. So if I have a carbon trail from one place to another, the current's gonna take the path of least resistance. So it's gonna try to fire here and at the same time go around. So it's gonna fire here and try to fire the other one as well. It's gonna be a carbon trail across. All right. So if I fires here and I had a carbon trail, it's going to flash over. It's going to try to fire here and fire that one as well. Now, if my distributor block is cracked, my fire, whenever she fires, she's going to try to go through that crack as well. Okay. But right now she looks good. All right. Then I have my rotor. My rotor, I'm going to have, this is what's going to fire, go across and up through my brush into my spark plug wire. Okay, so if you see that, I'm gonna go one, then the other, then the other, then the other. Okay, see how that works?
It's a distributor cap.
It's a distributor cap. That's all it is. Now here, this is my brush. I have a spring. So right now, if I press it, she should go back out. No. So right now, she feels good. Depending on the manual, it's gonna tell me if I pull it out, it's gonna have a brush and the spring. So whatever that length is, depending on the manufacturer, if that reaches half of its original size, we have to replace a brush. We have to replace a brush. But that's what a brush looks like in the spring. And I'm gonna allow you to, this will be here so you could play with it later. But then I'm gonna have a spacer, and that spacer, again, I'm looking for security, make sure I don't have any carbon trails, any cracks, anything that indicates that this magneto might be faulty. Okay, so that's that. Then I'm gonna have my rotating magnet. So if you look inside of here, I'm gonna have a rotating magnet. You see that?
Yep.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Where am I?
Oh, inside.
Inside. That is my rotating magnet. So as I rotate, I'm gonna start creating. I'm gonna have an iron bar, right? It's gonna create that magnetic field, and I'm gonna charge. So inside of here, this black piece right here, and the rotating magnet is this guy right here. So hopefully we can see that on the camera. I forgot my flashlight, but this black part, that is my coils. I said coils plural because I'm gonna have primary and secondary. So if we remember how a transformer works, my primary and my secondary, depending on how many wraps compared to my primary the secondary has, is how many times I'm gonna up the voltage, right? Now on my coil, I'm gonna have a pulse. So I have one on this side and one on that side.
Okay.
So I got one pole here and one pole here. So one pole here and one pole here. One pole here and one pole in the other side. So one pole here coming out of my coil and one pole here. All right. So then from there, from those poles, I'm gonna have some pole shoe extension. So I got one here and one here. All it's doing is connecting. So look at the screwdriver. I got one on each side. All it's doing is connecting the poles to my rotating magnet. they call pole shoe extension. So connects the pole shoes to my rotating magnet. Okay. Now over here, I'm gonna have some cam followers. You see the black things right there?
Yep.
Those are my cam followers. Cam followers. You see them rotating there? Yeah, cam follower. The purpose of the cam followers, if you look inside of here, those are my breaker points. Okay, you see my breaker points? You see my breaker points right there?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Those are my points. Those are my breaker points. So those breaker points, as I move my cam followers, it's gonna open and close this spring. So I'm gonna open and close those breaker points. So the cam followers are gonna be to open and close my breaker points. Okay? Now, in theory, I'm about to check the task is gonna be inspect the magneto, right? So I'm gonna open the magneto, inspect it, and I'm gonna check the timing. Okay. In theory, if I time this magneto internally, everything is closed, right? So if I time it internally, the timing should never change. Do you agree? Because I'm not messing with it, right? So one of your questions is gonna be why what will cause the internal shifting of my magneto?
Gear brakes.
Gear brakes? If the gear brakes, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So what will cause the internal shifting? So my timing, my internal timing shifted. It went off. Where of the cam followers and what else? Not gears.
No.
The points.
Points.
My points are doing this all the time. So it's gonna get worn. And then my cam followers is that material against the metal, it's gonna get worn. So as time goes, then the worn cam followers or points is what's gonna cause the internal shifting of my magneto. Okay. Sorry. Now, to check the timing, I'm gonna need a special tool, and it's called a E-gap tool. E-gap tool. Okay. Now, does anybody here has a flashlight?
Oh wait. Bone lice.
Okay. So if we look at the rotating magnet, I'm gonna have some here. So here I have a little groove. Okay. You see that little groove right there?
Yep.
And I'm gonna have another little groove right there. You see that? All right. So I have a groove there and one around this side. You see them? So let me see.
I see a little groove.
So that little groove right there,
Mhm.
and in the other side, I'm gonna have another groove right there. See that? So I'm gonna have a groove there and one on this side.
Okay.
All right. So on that groove, let me see this real quick. I'm gonna see if I could make it better on the video. But on that groove, I have an arrow pointing to the right and it has an L. So that means it's left. Okay. And the other groove in the other side, I have an arrow pointing to the left and it has a letter R. Okay. So remember the first thing I said to look at the data plate.
Yeah.
So this one, here you go. This one rotates which way?
Left.
So I'm gonna use the one pointing to the right and it has the letter L. I'm gonna put this tool, the E-gap tool, on that gap. And it's gonna look something like this. So right there. So now my E-gap tool is gonna be on that little groove. So I have to go to the stop, meaning if you see that, I'm gonna hit a wall. You see the wall there by my pole shoe extension? I cannot physically move this anymore. That is called a wall, right? So right now it's touching the wall. All right, right here. Everybody hear it? Okay, so whenever I'm at the wall, now I gotta connect my synchronizer. All right, it's called a synchronizer or timing. So then the black one is negative, so I'm gonna find a ground and then pick what color. I don't care which one, and we're gonna put it on the P lead. All right, all right. Now I'm gonna turn it on, and it's very annoying. So, right. So right now I'm at the wall, and she's not sounding. If I come off, she's gonna sound. So the goal is whenever I hit the wall, it hits it goes off. You see that? So she is properly timed right there. So if she's properly timed, what else do I have to do? Nothing. If she's messed up, don't mess with it. All right. So you just put it back together because the task is to inspect. Inspect means we're gonna look, we're gonna push, we're gonna pull, and we're gonna check. It does not mean fix. Okay. So in this case, this one is good. I just have to reassemble. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you if she was off, what would that look like?
Would you just be constantly beeping?
It depends. So right now, I just changed the thing. So I'm at the wall. She still sounding, so that's good, right? But if I come off, did she started sounding?
No.
So that means what? It's out of time. So right now it's not doing anything. So if it's not doing anything, the answer is she's not properly timed. If that happens, this is where people messed up. Okay, I'm gonna show you the trick. You're gonna go to the wall, and you're gonna take your pinky and you're gonna hold it right there. That pressure to the wall. So I'm gonna take your pinky, and you're gonna just put pressure, holding it against the wall.
Okay.
Okay. If you do not do this, this could be a 5-minute task or this could be an hour task. Okay. So I'm putting the pressure into my Magneto, holding it there, and then I'm gonna break torque on my points. I'm gonna break torque, and then I'm gonna put a little bit, make it a little bit snug. If you don't make it snug, whenever you move your points, it's gonna shift. So in here, I'm gonna have that where the screwdriver is.
Mhm.
I have a little groove. That's where I'm gonna put the screwdriver. You see that? You see that? Right there around the screwdriver. I'm gonna have a little groove.
Yep.
So you see it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put the screwdriver in there, and I'm gonna move it one way or another. Which way? So check this out. I'm gonna move it this way. What happened? Nothing. So then I go where? The other way. I'm gonna make it beep. I'm holding pressure there, and I know proper timing, it means that no beep, right? So I'm gonna make it beep, and then I'm gonna go back the other way until she doesn't beep, right there. Okay? So gonna make it beep, and then I'm gonna slightly move until she doesn't beep. This is where the beauty is. By the time I make this tight, she's gonna shift. But since I'm good, it's gonna be good. So I come off, and she beeps, and then I hit the wall, and she's perfect. I'm just that good. But and then from there, now that my timing is correct, I will just go straight out. I do not pull because this is aluminum on the magnet. So if I wiggle it, I'm just gonna make the hole bigger, and it's not gonna be great. So I take this off, and now I will just reassemble. Okay. So now she's probably timed. How hard was to time this magnet internally? Not very hard, right? It could be very tedious. The trick, again, to recap, you have to hold it against the wall with your pinky. If you let it like this, by the time you move this is going to move as well, and then you're going to be chasing it all day. So hold it with your pinky to the wall, then break torque and make it snug. People who go like this and break torque and then leave it like that, by the time I move it and let it go, she moved again. Okay, so you have to break torque, make it snug enough where you can still move it without damaging the case. And then once it's good, you just make it tight, and that's it. All right. And a lot of people freak out. Like on the first one, I went all the way back and nothing happened, right? So that automatically, I know that she is not timed, so just go. All right, so let's talk about the impulse coupler. So this is my impulse coupler. All it does is retard the spark and gives me all the spark at once. So it helps me on startup. So whenever my engine is running, is my engine sounding clack, 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 clack? No, right? And the reason is because I have some springs. And let me see, look in there, see if I have some impulse couplers or here. But I have these springs, right? So they are spring loaded. You see that? You see that?
Oh, yeah.
Those pawls are spring loaded. You see that? So what happens is whenever that's it. Yeah. So that's it. So these guys, this is perfect. So you see how they are spring loaded? So whenever she's running, this is my heavy side. The inside is my heavy side. Gravity is at the end, right? So whenever she's turning very, very fast, the heavy side is gonna go where? Outward, and then it's gonna hide that paw. All right, you see that? It's gonna hide it. So whenever she slows down, the spring tension is gonna overtake the no centrifugal force, and it's gonna put it out. And now those little gears, those little paws, is gonna hit this dial pin, and then that's gonna hold it back. So what happens is I retard the spark, and then gives you the spark very fast. This is what I mean. You see this guy right here? So I'm gonna rotate it as fast as I can, and I'll come around. I'm gonna rotate it as fast as I can. Tell me if you can tell when it moves from here to wherever it ends. All right, ready? Oh wait, you saw it move?
Yeah.
You saw it move? You saw it move? You see it move? Like from here to there. Tell me if you could tell when it's moving. You could tell, right? All right. You can tell when she starts and when she ends. Now, when I retard the spark, it's here, and tell me if you could tell exactly how she moved. So, right, it's there. I'm retarding the spark, and then gave me a spark. So it was here, and now it's here. PFM, pure fucking magic, right? So all it does is that. Retards the spark. You see how it's there? It retards the spark, and boom, it goes from here to somewhere around here, all at once. So it gives me all that spark at once, all right? And that is what the impulse coupler does. It helps me during start. So one of your questions is gonna be, hey, if my impulse coupler fails or gets damaged, how would that affect my Magneto? Yeah, the answer is it won't. The only thing that will the effect is it will be harder to start whenever you hand prop. Okay, other than that, it does not affect the usefulness of the Magneto at all. It's just for starting. Okay, let me close this.